In this video, we will be reviewing several genetics terms that most or all of you are likely familiar with. First, we'll begin with a locus. A locus is simply any location on a chromosome. Loci may or may not be occupied by genes, hereditary units that determine an organism's traits. For example, 2 loci on this chromosome are occupied by genes. One gene produces ribosomal RNA, the enzymatic component of ribosomes. The second gene produces a protein, the ABO glycosyltransferase enzyme, which determines the ABO blood group in humans. A gene may come in several variants called alleles. The ABO glycosyltransferase gene has 3 major variants. Allele 1, denoted by capital A, produces a glycosyltransferase that converts the H antigen on the surface of red blood cells to an A antigen. Allele 2, denoted by capital B, produces a glycosyltransferase that converts the H antigen to a B antigen. Lastly, allele 3, denoted by a little I, produces a non-functional glycosyltransferase. In Mendelian genetics, a common practice is to denote alleles of genes with letters. The use of different letters to denote the alleles of a gene is a shorthand representation of the fact that each allele is functionally different at the molecular level. An individual's genetic makeup, or genotype, manifests as an observable trait or phenotype. Humans, like the fruit flies you will be working with, are diploid organisms, meaning that each individual has 2 copies of each chromosome. Individuals like myself, who carry 2 copies of the same allele, are said to be homozygous for the ABO gene. Individuals like Udo, who carry 2 different alleles, are heterozygous. Notice that although a gene can have multiple alleles, any one normal individual can only have 2 alleles of the gene. An allele, like the A allele, whose phenotype is expressed with just 1 copy of the allele, is a dominant allele. In contrast, an allele whose phenotype is masked when present as a single copy in a heterozygous individual is a recessive allele. Therefore, recessive alleles, like the I allele, only manifest their phenotypes when present in 2 copies in homozygous individuals. Homozygous individuals, like myself, with 2 copies of a recessive allele are said to be homozygous recessive. Likewise, homozygous individuals like Sarah, with 2 copies of a dominant allele, are homozygous dominant. An important point to note here is that dominance and recessiveness are not intrinsic properties of alleles. Rather, whether an allele behaves as a dominant or recessive allele is dependent on the allele it is paired with. For example, the A and B alleles are each dominant when paired with the I allele. However, when paired with each other, they are said to be codominant. We will explore this type of allele relationship in a later video. Continue with this video to test your understanding of genetics terminologies.